Okay, hello everyone. We should change the... Oops. So we are playing Murder is Game Over Deal Killer, which is an unedited Xbox game. This is the third one in the series. So yeah, we've played the other two. We didn't finish both of them on stream. But yeah, the first one was just called Murder is Game Over. We played that in November 23. And Murder is a Game Over Streaming Death we played in August this year. So yeah, hello everyone. Hello to Algash, Dana Milo, Leaky, myself, Havor, Lady Marguerite. I can't believe it's Tuesday. It's already 14 minutes into Tuesday's stream because we accidentally forgot to have the game installed. But we'll play this one instead. We had a whole bunch set up for Extra Life. So I am actually, you know, all completely good with this one, ready to go. I took my tablet. Stop yelling at me. Sorry, my phone is beeping at me. It's like, I took my tablets, but apparently it didn't register. So yeah, we did have this set up ready to go. As I said, just kind of forgot to check that the game I was going to play tonight was actually installed. So we're going to play that one on Thursday instead. And I'm going to play this one today. So this one is published by Ratalaika Games, developed by Hitheryon Games. Hitheryon has just done the other ones in the series on Xbox. It's an ID at Xbox game, so thank you to ID at Xbox. It is a bargain at £4.99 or $4.99. Gotta love it when conversion like that. So, Lady Marguerite and Dopey and Havor have already played it. Two of them have completed it already, so this might be a short, possibly. There's no time estimate, but it looks like sort of 1 to 2 hours. I'm sure we can make that last slightly longer because we will need to explore everything. This one's also out on PC, PlayStation and Switch. Oh, and it came out on the 27th of September 2024 on Xbox. This one is where we join Detective Guy and his trusty sidekick Cleo, the clue-sniffing dog, as they investigate the sudden and shocking death of a powerful video game publishing executive. Ooh, holed up inside an isolated alpine hotel during a treacherous blizzard. Hi! I'm totally prepared. I mean, I was prepared. I just, you know, forgot to... Yeah, it's Tuesday. Our detective must search for clues, interview suspects, solve mystery, and bring the guilty party to justice. Can Guy and Cleo correct the chilling case and then still find time to enjoy their vacation? It is a standalone whodunit in the Murder is Game Over series. Well, I didn't think the other two were connected, so that makes sense. I just need to turn up the volume so I can hear it. Nope, there's no volume, so that would be why I can't hear it. There are 11 achievements. There's one for petting the cat. Apparently we get costumes and we have to speak with the suspects wearing the costumes. There are 25 doggy bags hidden in the games. Ooh, and there's a bad ending. You get too many questions wrong. So I will be making... There's also 5 additional doggy bags on the ski slope. And you can pet the cat again. Okay, these are great achievements. There's also a Triton Sea type achievement. Okay, so there are no flags on these, but there's very little information on this game at all, except that 31 people have played it on True Achievements. So yeah, we will be doing this murder mystery. We will be finding the doggy bags, and we'll be making liberal use of saves so that we can get a good and a bad ending. Yeah, Murder is Game Over series has their own webpage, which I will just link. It's Poirot meets Scooby-Doo. And to be fair, it's quite cool. Plus, they have a bundle. They have an itch bundle. Blackington Curse is a demo for an upcoming game. Ooh, there's another one coming. So yeah, Murderer's Game Over, Streaming Death, Deal Killer, Blackington Curse. We're playing Deal Killer. So yeah, right. Stop babbling. Wasting time. People aren't here to hear me talk. Well, maybe they're actually here to hear me talk. I don't know. Always dash, yes. Lightning effects, yes. But if anyone is bothered by the flashing, please let me know as soon as you can, and I will fix that. Because I kind of like lightning. It's soothing to me, but also I realise that and I would have gotten away with it if it wasn't for this very French detective. Yeah, instead of the meddling kids. I like it. And actually, excuse me, he's Belgian. Poirot is Belgian. It's very different. He would be most insulted to be, no, probably not insulted, but he is not French. He is Belgian. And we like the guy that plays him in the Poirot TV series. Either which way. Right, we're live. Oh, I can't see anything. That's because my specs are dusty. This is a problem when I had too much excess energy. So I was like, you know, finishing off birthday presents, cooking a risotto. Which I hadn't made this one for a while. So I sort of winged it on the recipe again. It is delightful. And then I was like, oh, I'll clean the cooker and I'll take the bins out. And then, oh, well, you know, I may as well just do the floors. Well, while I've got the mop out, I may as well do all the tiled floors. And then it was stream and I was like, oh, oops, I'd prepared the stream. And yeah, I just forgot the game part. Silly. Well, I didn't realize it was going to be like 50 gig. Have I played Murderer's Game? Yes, I've played the first one. Yes. You know a pirate with a parrot called Poirot. Do you indeed? Well, you knew a pirate with a parrot called. You just wanted me to say it tongue twisted, didn't you, Dan? Introduction. Present day. Whoa. Bright and vaguely blurry. When this adventure started, oh, hang on, isn't he Scottish? Yeah, I think I made him Scottish. Because, you know, Scottish detective. When this whole adventure started, I was at home looking through the D's meal. In the middle of a pile of coupons for video games, there it was. A certified letter from the desk of Billy Kramer, President and CEO of Hacktivision Games. It was addressed to Cleo and myself. Detective Guy and Cleo, I heard about you through that business of the Gargoyle's Curse when you performed so brilliantly. I'm writing to summon you for my own help this current juncture. His name's Detective Guy, not Taggart or Cracker. They may also have a bad Scottish accent, but his name's Guy and the dog's name's Cleo. I still feel a little dusty, and you know what it is when you're cleaning, you feel like you've got cleaner residue, and it's like, well, it's supposed to be good, but it's not good for my skin. I also washed my hands way too many times today and my fingers split again, so we've got bandages. Remember to put bandages on. I just forgot to install the game. Anyway, I had a whole bunch of games set up for Extra Life that I didn't use, so, you know, it's easy enough to change plans, and if we hadn't, I set up this really cool thing on my start screen where I've got an image that sort of replaces itself, and the promo text reads from a text file, and I've got controls for all of them on my stream deck. So I could have had something set up fairly quickly without having to end the stream. Because if I'd ended the stream, it would have been unfair for everyone that didn't get the half stream for their daily Cheetos. But yes, no worries. We are we are back in action and we will do the 100 Heroes game on Thursday. So yeah. Circling. Since the deal to sell off Activision games to Comping has nearly become finalised, I've started receiving death threats because of the detailed personal nature of the writing. I believe that the sender is someone close to me. I fear for my personal safety, which is why I've called upon both of you to join me. Your airline tickets shall arrive in tomorrow's mail. You and Cleo shall meet me in the Italian Alps. On the Italian Alps? The private Christmas party for my inner circle to celebrate the buyout. I hope to see you soon. William Creamer I. Hey, Otshan! Good to see you. Good to see you back. Right. That is Cleo. Cleo is giving side-eye. I didn't believe it either, but the next day the airline tickets arrived as promised, and Cleo and I were on a plane headed for Torino Airport in northwest Italy. Before we knew it, we were riding on the back of a chartered snowmobile, taking us way up into the mountains. Very James Bond. Excuse me, driver, where exactly are we going? The Cresta di Montagna Hotel. It's at the top of the ridge, 10 kilometers away from the nearest town. Can we make it there in this horrendous snowstorm? Not to worry, I've been shuttling guests in these mountains for years. It may look treacherous, but I'm used to these conditions. Now we're getting the terrible Italian accent. Well, basically, the day of terrible accents. Oh. My specs are still wonky and hurting my nose. I'm getting them adjusted on Thursday. Right. I really just feel like I've completely lost most of this day. Though I've gotten so much done. It just suddenly, it's the evening, it's stream. I'm semi-organised, but not quite. And yeah. You're the first to ask, and I assure you that I'm not the one you need to be afraid of. Oh, now he's gone French because I forgot how Italian sounded in that brief blip. Be afraid of? What do you mean by that? Hey, they say the Cresta di Montagna Hotel and the surrounding area is haunted. I guess you two haven't heard of the legend of the White Lady before. No, should we have? If you treat me to a steak dinner and a couple of rounds of drinks sometime, I'll tell you all about it too. Side-eye from Cleo. I don't even know if that looks like... Is that side-eye? Side-eye? I know, I'm silly. With that, Cleo and I arrived at a small isolated alpine hotel on top of a craggy mountain ridge. Now I see we're yet to be brought here by snowmobile. The terrain is so steep that there are no roads. Anyway, how is everybody this fine insert day here? Tuesday. How are you doing? How's your week going? Playing anything fun? Done anything fun? Got any good plans? Seen any ducks? While the inside of the hotel was toasty warm, a welcoming reception was not. Excuse me. The president of Activision Games is a very busy man. I just verified with the senior, Mr. Kramer himself, and I assure you that you're not on the party attendance list. Your legs don't hurt so much when you're winning at RTDL. I mean, that sounds great, Dan. And a man is bringing you food. Wow. And you're having a, I'm going to substitute some words here, relaxing week so far. Leaky, because you were on holiday and you were having a well-deserved rest. I should block the word lazy from being used in this chat because people use it incorrectly so many times. And you're visiting a friend later this week. I wonder who that could be. We can go see the ducks. I was thinking we could do the two loops, so I can show you the weird canal bridge lock thing that's not in use anymore. Oh, right. It was because pink. It was because they were both purple, and the thing moved. Okay, I meant Lady Magritte. Well, I mean, what I said to Leaky can also be said to Lady Magritte. I just knew I knew Leaky was off this week. Lady Magritte, apologies. You said you were having a relaxing week. Because lazy is not a word that should be used. But also you are the exact same colour as Leaky, and the message went off the top of the screen. I caught an L and purple, and I do apologise. So yes. Anyway, you're recovering from your trip. Yeah, lazy definitely should be a word that should be removed from. I mean, you know, purple, L, cats. Lazy is a word that people use, and it has such a negative connotation. Especially, you know, neurodivergent people find it hard to get started on tasks if they're boring, unless they are bored out of their tiny little minds and feel like they need to clean things in the house. That was me this afternoon. Mainly I was like, I've got a person coming. He will not care if the house is clean. I care that my pot boiled over on the cooker and it was a mess. So I cleaned that. And then I was like, well, you know, I should at least make sure the bathrooms aren't an absolute tip. So yeah. But yeah. But yeah, being purple and both starting with L, I'm sorry, but yeah, it is easy to get you mixed up. You are both very cool people. Either which way, relaxing weeks are great. Motivation is hard to come by. You know, maybe we should have like a body doubling voice chat with like random words on stream or something in Discord. If people need to get stuff done and want other people to help them because they just need some motivation. I did that with a friend this week. When did I do that? Saturday I did body doubling with a friend, and I got the bottom shelf of my whole bunch of shelves sorted, which is great. Unfortunately, one thing doesn't fit on it, so I have to decide where that's going to live. But yes, and then oh, you're also looking into buying a Bluetooth radio headset for your hockey refereeing. Awesome. Do they not provide equipment? Does someone else have one you could try to see if you would like it? It's generally my advice with technical things, and also reading all the reviews and then dithering and then ending up paying more because you missed the sale. But also, it's Black Friday, like, what, next week? Like, or this Friday? I don't know. It's Black Friday sometime. I did ask Jessie when Thanksgiving was, so I could just have a look. Also, did I message him about co-stream? I did. Right, so, Thanksgiving is the 28th. Alright, that's not... I may have got my weeks mixed up. Anyway, Black Friday is coming up, even. Black Friday would be the 29th, if that's the Friday. Also, I realised I posted on Zeus's blog, and I'm also now realising I got the week wrong. So let me just go fix my comment that accidentally got the wrong thing. I am. It's the problem with not, you know. There we go. Right. Fix the comment because we got completely the wrong week. Why did I think... That's like 2 weeks' time. Because Zeus is doing Extra Life 29th, 30th, and the 1st. Because I knew that she was doing it for Thanksgiving weekend. And I was like, I'll be around. Americans might not be. But for some reason, I also thought that that was this week. Despite this week, Friday is the 15th. I don't know why I'm wishing to be the end of November quicker than it is. Because I certainly don't want it to be the end of November quicker than it is. Anyway. I'm just going to go with... I've just lost all sense of time because I have nothing really constraining me. You've tried it and it's one of those things that once you're used to it, be ready to go without. Makes it... Oh, well, in which case, go for it. But you could also wait 2 weeks or 2.5 weeks and it may be cheaper in the Black Friday sale. Yes, I'm not really advocating for capitalism, but sometimes, you know, if you know stuff is going to be cheaper, it's best to wait. Unless you can't wait 2 weeks. And also, ow, my finger hurts. Right, now I've gotten people untangled, and it's going to be one of those streams where I just get completely distracted. You're looking forward to your winter vacation where you actually get to relax, they do agree. I mean, winter vacation sounds amazing. I've just had 6 months of job hunting and I really, really want a job. And if it gets to be December already, then I'm in some more savings and I don't really want to do that. So I'm hoping that over the next 2 weeks, 2.5 weeks, I can get something sorted. Temporary, even if it's just temporary. But yeah, posted again on LinkedIn. You know, it's had like 3,000 views, but let's hope it results in something. Anyway, I like December. December has my birthday in it, and it has my grandpa's birthday, and it has Christmas. I don't particularly like Christmas, but I do like getting to see my family. I like that now. Used to be lots of stress, but now I've kind of resolved all that stress. Now it's just fun. Though Christmas is going to be very, very stingy if I don't have a job sorted out, and I really want to spoil my nibblings. And also potentially a very, very brief visit with my friend Daisy, because we're going to drive up after Christmas to see my grandpa, because he can't travel anymore. He is 99 this year. In like a month's time, he's 99. So yeah, he doesn't travel anymore, so we're gonna go see him. But on the way to him is sort of, you know, where Daisy is. So potentially dropping off some maybe stuff. But also, we are 12 and a half hours, maybe. Till she has a baby. Does he have a flake in him? No. That would be a funny present. I don't think he'd get it, though. My dad would. I might get him socks with ice creams on or something. And a flake. Just for the lols. I hadn't even made that connection. I was just like, he's got to keep going, because he reaches 100, he gets he gets a birthday card from the king. Because he outlived the queen. But also, you know, it's kind of sad. Because I think him and the queen were more or less the same age. So, yeah. Anyway. Also, they've started calling the actual king's wife, what is it, Camilla, the queen, in the newspapers, and every time I see it, they've got the wrong bloody picture. It looks like they've got a picture of the actual, original queen. And it completely fries my brain, because I'm fairly certain that she's the queen consort. She doesn't get to be the queen because she has no divine right or whatever. You know, if what's-his-face was the prince consort, she should be the princess consort then, surely, for it to be equitable. She's definitely not the queen, and I swear the amount of times that it's got, you know, Elizabeth. Exactly, Prince Philip was the prince consort. You know, Camilla is just Camilla. There's a whole thing there. Royal drama. We're getting so far with this game. It's just gonna be one of those days. My brain is all over the place. I've been bored out my tiny little mind, so therefore I've started about 4 different sorting projects. Oh yeah, no, I'm not getting worked up about it, Dan. It's just, it made my brain disconnect. It's like, they're doing it wrong. Exactly. They're doing it wrong. But yeah, my brain's all over the place. I've got so many different little projects on the go. The fact that I finished, like, 3 or 4 things today is just a miracle. Tomorrow I have to get up early. And I'm also planning to go to bed late, so that's going to be fun. But I might, like, learn some Ruby. Depends how tired I am. I might have a nap. And I'm waiting for the postman to pick up the birthday present for the baby that is due in, hopefully, less than 12 and a half hours. It's scheduled. Just like a whole operation thingy. That's how I can be so precise. But yeah. It's gonna be so cool. And also, you know, crossing fingers that everything goes okay. But anyway. So yeah. Anyway, you're not on the party attendance list. We don't want any more uninvited guests. The senior Mr. Creamer paid to bring us here. He sent this letter in the mail. It's letter. I'd better not let these guys see it, since this letter mentioned death threats from someone close to him. The contents of the letter are a private, confidential matter between the client and myself. What nerve! Why would my dad even consider calling on a common detective like you? There must be some strange misunderstanding. I'm sorry you've been put through this inconvenience. I'll call the automobile driver to shuttle you back as soon as possible. I mean, he bought the bloody plane tickets for me. It's not a mistake. Cleo and I must speak to the senior Billy Creamer at once. Where is he? Get out of my way and let me do my job. Right. Cool. And the power's out. Of course. Spooky cabin, the local legend, power goes out. There'll be a death next. Hey, who turned out the lights? Ooh, there's a part of a scene over here. It's not quite full screen black. The power must have gone out because of the storm. Oh yes, remote location as well. Cleo, do you hear that strange singing? I can't tell where it's coming from. Side-eye. Yeah, I've finished things. They had deadlines. I needed to get them done. I did them. I'm very pleased with myself. Pat myself on the back. Oh, and I changed my bed sheets and rotated my mattress. So I've got, like, comfy warm bed thing to get into. No. The game being installed and the power cut. No, the game had a power cut. That's why I am still here, physically visible and talking to you. Sorry. Yeah. No, the game not being installed, that was just me being silly and forgetting that I don't have everything installed now. I'm also a Muppet. Because the thing is that I've got so many games now with all the promotional ones, and some of them I just do on my alt because I don't have the capacity to be able to finish them all. So, you know, I pick and choose which ones I'm putting on my main. But because I redeem quite a lot, so I've got a variety to showcase to you all, you know, as I show you yet another point and click game with cute animals in. do have a variety of different genres to showcase to y'all. Maybe I'll try and do at least one game that I wouldn't usually do each week. Let's see how long that goes. But I do have a lot of different games, but also I run out of space on my goddamn hard drive. And because you can't use just the USB plug-in ones anymore for the Series X games, every time I uninstall something and it's like, oh, that was on the USB drive, that one, was just a Xbox game. I've got an expansion card, but that's currently just filled up with Assassin's Creed, basically, and Mass Effect, and The Division, and all the other bloody big games that are, hundreds of gig. So I've got basically the internal hard drive on the Xbox Series X. So I don't have enough room to have every single game that I have redeemed installed. So yeah, is that a caterpillar? No, it's Kermit. Apologies, Kermit, you look like a caterpillar. It was green and it had a wiggle in it, and it is 3 meters away. Hang on. Yeah, probably about 3 meters away, maybe 3.5. Um, so yeah, my eyesight's not terrible, but it doesn't do so well in the distance anymore. Well, it doesn't do so well at all. But I can still read and stuff. But I don't think I was ever going to be able to determine what that was. Kermit the Caterpillar and Miss Tweety. I like that. The investigation. A short while later. In the lounge. So, you're a detective. We could really use your help. That's right. Detective Guy at your service. Why do you have the dog? Cleo side-eye. Oh, this is my detective partner Cleo, the clue-sniffing dog. Cleo can find clues that we humans can't. Clever Cleo. You're serious? Absolutely. Cleo and I have solved many challenging cases together when the police were baffled. Without Cleo's skill, it would have been impossible to get the job done. Excuse me, innkeeper, do you mind telling me exactly what you need a detective for? Didn't you hear the commotion when the lights went out? Someone was murdered. Murdered? I mean, I'm sure they're fine. They're just a little bit high. The Crescenti Matania is my hotel, and I'll assist you in any way I can. What do you want to know first? Controls. You seem like you know what you're doing, but there's no harm going over the basics. Left stick to move, LTRT will go faster. That's the one I always forget. Talk to someone, press A button will select dialogue, menu to access the menu, you can see the case file. Need a hint, you can access the hint function. And then a map of the area can find an issue, unless you can use it to save your game. Excellent. The case. I don't know much more than you, but I'll fill you in on what I do know. You already told me yourself. You and Cleo are detectives who were sent here to help the senior Billy Kramer. Now you're here and you have the chance to help him. Are you ready? This small alpine hotel is called the Cresta di Montagna. The peak of the mountain, I think. Or mountain peak, which is possibly a really silly name for an alpine hotel. It was originally a ski lodge and it's way up high in the mountains, many kilometres away from the nearest town. Billy Kramer Sr. reserved the space to hold his corporate holiday party. This big room is the lounge. The den is to the far left, and up the hall you'll find Mr. Kramer in there. Not tired. Body just likes to yawn when it's sitting still, and I haven't been doing much of that today. I was wiggling all over the place. Guest quarters are through the door just appear. My office is on the far right lower door, but I don't want you snooping around those areas yet. Outside is a huge mountain ridge expanse full of snow and ice. It's what our hotel is named after. So maybe it's Mountain Ridge rather than Mountain Peak. I don't know what crest are, because I think it's the crest, which would make sense to be peak to me. It'd be crazy to go wandering out there without wearing some crampons, which are shoes with spikes in them, or spikes to go on your shoes. Wiggle! Eat, sleep, wiggle, repeat. Yeah! Oh, we made the most amazing risotto. It is my beef stroganoff risotto. Or rather, my stroganoff risotto. This one had beef in. I can make it with mushrooms. Beef and mushrooms. And for some reason, it's just absolutely perfect. Probably couldn't replicate it again, but it is delightful. And I've got several portions for the week, and I will freeze them as well. The dead body is the guy we've come to see. Billy Kramer I, the president and CEO of Activision Games. His company produces the wildly successful Paladin Dream franchise. Mr. Kramer is a very prominent, wealthy businessman. This holiday was supposed to be celebrating the sale of his company to computer conglomerate Comp Inc. for an enormous amount of money, but now he's dead. He contacted us in his hour of need, but we arrived too late. Well, technically we didn't. They just wouldn't let us see him. Otherwise, we perhaps could have stopped it. You'll find Billy Kramer's body in the den. It's the room past the fireplace to the far left and up the hall. I'd appreciate if you would go in there and examine the body as soon as possible. We need to find out who killed him. This place is isolated enough that it would take too long to wait for the police to arrive. I've left everything untouched, so you and Cleo can search for clues. I've sent all the other hotel guests back to their rooms so that you can investigate without any distractions. The senior Billy Kramer invited 6 guests to his big blowout party. Find them all waiting in the guest quarters. A 7th person also crashed the party as an uninvited guest. I put them up in the last spare room. Including myself, there are 8 of us here at the Crusty Montagna Hotel. No fire yet. Lots of snow. I'm ready. The first thing to do is to go into the den and look at the body, see what you can discover. After that, depending on what you find, I'll let you go interview our other hotel guests. Alright, let's go examine the body. Please select save starts. Okay. Deal killer. 1. Okay. So, case file. What do we know? We've got the victim's letter. And no suspects as yet, because we're not... Oh, I didn't want a hint! Yeah, I didn't actually want a hint. Onto the map. We haven't really got that yet. Lounge and den. Okay. And then we've got save and game end. Okay. Right. Right. X switches them. Y also gets up the case file. Hey, I told you to stay out of my private office until you've done some investigating. Cool. Okay. Oh, hello. Clear, found a clue. Also, I found a cat. The title of this book is Ghost Legends of the Alps. One of the saddest and spookiest alpine legends is the tragic tale of the White Lady. Supposed encounters with the White Lady ghost date back hundreds of years in the most remote parts of this isolated mountainous region. During the 8th century, there lived a local countrywoman who was married to a brave paladin knight. One day, her husband left to go fight honourably in the Crusades. The bride vowed to wait patiently for his triumphant return. She adorned a hooded white robe and shawl which covered her face so that no man would look upon her until that day. She waited patiently, singing beautiful songs about the glory of faith which echoed into the valley villages below the tall peaks. Days of waiting turned into months, into years, and eventually decades. Finally, one night she encountered a travelling gypsy fortune teller in the mountains and inquired about what happened to her crusading husband. The fortune teller's magic revealed that the husband she had remained faithful to all this time had abandoned her. The knight had married the princess of an exotic faraway kingdom, betraying her faith and leaving her alone in the world. Well, that was mean. He could have at least sent a note, pretended to be dead or something, so she didn't wait. Angered and disgusted, it was said that the poor woman in white offered her soul to the devil that night, though she disappeared from the sights of the local village marketplaces. The people now heard the chilling melodies of accursed hymns to evil whispering through the Rocky Mountain walls. And now I want to sing the Misty Mountains from The Hobbit. To this day, the White Lady remains as a legendary harbinger of death in the Italian Alps. Wayward skiers, explorers, and other unlucky residents have claimed to see a faceless woman in a white robe and shawl, or to hear dark, ghostly singing around the time of an unfortunate death in the mountains. Superstitious locals know better than to travel outside during a blizzard at night, when the White Lady is bound to be out seeking new souls to join her in eternal misery. Cleo saves your case file. Cleo deserves a treat. Yes. cat. We got an achievement for it. Okay. I like these games because they always give me an achievement for petting the cats. Or a dog. Can't get a lot of paladins. So yeah. Okay, I found a clue. What is it? This is the victim's laptop. It must have shut off during the power outage and the battery is dead. Looks like a brand new comping system right out of the box with excellent hardware specs, complete with these speakers. Oh, I wonder if they were playing the legendary with the music? The electricity for these speakers shut off during the blackout too, so there's no way that Ghostly Sing in the Dark could have come from this computer. Well, I mean, laptops have batteries, they work during power outages. Wi-Fi doesn't. So technically it could have still. Clue is saved. Yes, the clue deserves a treat, but we haven't discovered any treats yet. Wow. On the other side of these windows is a steep mountain cliff. There's no way that someone could have entered this room from the outside. That means the murderer is someone who's still in this hotel. Each of the 8 inhabitants are suspects. I need to find out who had a motive for killing Senior Billy Creamer and where each person was during the blackout. Well, 2 of them were yelling at us, but... both of those window clues. Okay, so switch back. Examine. Jump on. It's chilly. And I sat down. So yes, everyone's okay, and I'm going to enjoy the ramblings of Joe while we discover what the heck happened to this guy. Dagger wound. Okay. Right. There we go. That's the body of the murder victim, Billy Creamer the First. His expensive suit is stained with blood from the dagger wound in his back. A world-famous businessman wrote to Cleo and I in his hour of need, but the travel arrangements weren't fast enough, and we arrived too late to protect him. Judging by his clothes and by the position of the dagger, it looks as though he stabbed in the middle of a business meeting. If he had his back to the killer, that suggests that the murderer was someone who he knew well. His guard was down. But then why would he write to us about death threats coming from someone in his inner circle? I mean, it could have been that someone else wrote. It also could have been that he was already dead when we arrived, because they wouldn't let us see him. And that one guy said I wasn't on the guest list and that he'd spoken to him and that he didn't know who I was. I think he was lying because obviously at that point the dude was dead. That's what I think. I'm not going to read it again. Ooh, she's gone. She's still yelling at us though. Oh, because she's here. Okay. I'm not talking to the dog. We don't even usually even allow pets in this hotel. Oh. People that won't talk to the dog. What did you deduce about the case now that you've had some time to start investigating? If you're really an ace detective, then you should at least be able to tell me some basic facts about what happened. First, what was the murder weapon? Dagger. Billy Creamer was killed by a stab wound to his back from what looks like a Roman dagger. A Roman dagger like the death of an emperor, I see. You and I are determined to get to the bottom of this. We owe you that much. One more question, just to make sure there's no way around it. You're absolutely certain that the murder has to be someone inside the hotel. Could an outside assassin have entered via the windows in the den, for example? Gotta be an insider. The murderer is an insider. The den windows open over a steep ledge. She knows that. There's no way someone could have entered the room from outside. The only way into this hotel is through the front door here in the lounge, which means that the murderer is one of the hotel inhabitants. I can't dispute the facts. Your logic is ice cold. Alright, I'll step aside. It seems absolutely necessary for you to interview my hotel guests. Go to the store and you'll find the guest chambers. You can interview me too if you really think I have something to hide. Thanks, we appreciate your cooperation. Let's start with you then. You do realise this mountain ridge is haunted through road, though, right? Cleo and I stumbled upon a book about alpine folklore containing that story about the White Lady Ghost legend, if that's what you mean. At the risk of sounding superstitious, did you hear any ghostly singing right before the murder happened? Well, clearly she's going to be perpetuating the myth. That's what they do, the locals, because they want the tourists to come. I heard something, that's all I can see for sure. Good luck with the investigation, detective guy. Alright, now it's time to go interview some suspects. Okay, apparently when we progress, it's just going to ask us to save, which is great. Also slightly worrying. Now we can meet the people and the victims in a circle. Maybe I can find out who knows about the letter we received. We're not in your area. Okay, first of all, treat back. No, Cleo, we don't have time to eat now. I got a mystery to solve. Alright, we'll take the doggy bag with us. After we solve the case, I promise you get an amazing treat. I still haven't finished the other one. We did the first one, and I think we finished that one on stream, or at least close to. And that was the one with the gargoyle. But the one with the streamer that died, where there was a ghost, another ghost, I fairly certain that was a projection. That was longer. And we only did about half of it on stream. So I haven't actually seen, like, I think there's a special ending when you get all the dog bags. Okay. Oh, there's another one over there. Okie dokes. Alright, Ty Lipson. Hey buddy, if you start snooping through my stuff, it's going to be your lights out next. Suspect added to case file. Ty Lipson, the victim's personal bodyguard. Well, he did a great job then, didn't he? Name's Ty Lipson, and I serve the senior Billy Kramer as his personal bodyguard. Mr. Kramer hired me after my professional boxing career ended. I've worked for him ever since. Got to give him credit for taking me in after I got knocked out in the ring for the last time. The opportunities are there for a guy who's had as many concussions as I have. Of course, he never paid real well and wasn't all that bad flying around with him in a company jet, but it'd be nice to be able to afford a decent car of my own. You got to hand it to Billy Kramer. He might look like a pork chop, but when it came to the negotiating table, that man was the heavyweight world champion. You said there's a letter. What letter? I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not afraid of you, and I'm not squealing to you about any letter involving my boss. Yeah, I heard about the ghost legend surrounding this hotel from the innkeeper. And I'm a tough guy, but this ghost stuff terrifies me. Clowns, too. Billy Kramer's weird daughter showed up in one of her spooky costumes and knocked the wits out of me. Did the lights just go out again? Oh, no, we're getting a flashback. There I was, guarding the door from the lounge to the den like I was supposed to do, when suddenly the door quietly opened. I was startled by what I saw. I realised it must have been his daughter, Lana, the costume designer, in one of her Halloween costumes she always wears. Her costume looked like the white lady in the ghost legend that the innkeeper mentioned. I tried to play it cool and not look scared, but you won't see me messing with ghosts. Besides, I could still hear my boss talking away in the den. Ah! I wonder if he stopped talking when the power went out. Someone could have easily killed him and put like a TED talk on or something. I'm fairly certain he was dead before I even got there. That is my current thing, that we literally could not have done anything. And the snooty guy that talked to us at the beginning, possibly the daughter, are currently suspects. And maybe the son. To be fair, it's usually inheritance and it's probably the kids. Maybe they're all in on it. After that, I tried to forget about the ghost and kept watch outside the door. My boss and his meetings with the lawyer ended. Ah, lawyer, possibly. I never saw anyone else enter or leave the den after that. Later, after the lights went out, the talking in the room stopped. Just literally proved my point. I've watched so many detective stuff and read so many detective books that to me says the laptop was not plugged in and ran out of... didn't have it. The battery was useless, and when the power went out, the laptop went out. Or possibly just the speakers went out, but either which way. I'm thinking if the lawyer was in there, and possibly the daughter dressed as the ghost, the lawyer was clearly in on it. Nervously, I opened the door to check on the senior Mr. Kramer. He was dead. Where was I when the lights went out? I was outside the den, guarding the entrance the old time, just like my boss wanted. Since that former employee showed up and crashed Mr. Kramer's party, he insisted that I didn't let any more unwanted intruders see him. Did you hear that creepy ghost singing that started when the lights went out? I tried to cover my ears and drown out that horrible ghost singing. I don't want that ghost entering my dreams when I'm sleeping. There's no way somebody could have gotten past me into the den when the lights were out. I stood guard the old time. I think his daughter Lana killed him. She hasn't even left her room since the lights went out. She's the only one around here who dresses up in costume, so it had to have been her. I'm inclined to agree. What is the bodyguard guarding? Seems like there's something he's hiding. Maybe we can somehow find a way to tell us everything he knows. And one suspect. Okay. I know that the bed is basically the height of the character, but this room is absolutely freaking giant. If you think that this bed is like 2 meters long. It's like 12-meter long room. Are you two here to solve my boss's murder? Activision Games and its employees are depending on you. Suspect added. Carol Winters, the victim's secretary. My name is Carol Winters and I was assistant to the senior Billy Kramer, as you must know by now. I only just knew. He was one of the most powerful people in the video game industry, if not all of software entertainment. Billy was known as a man who drove a hard bargain, but he always took good care of his lowly secretary anyway. I'm just concerned about what will happen to Activision Games and our thousands of employees in the face of this buyout deal with Comp Inc. Billy was responsible for the well-being of many people. Hopefully his son has inherited his father's capable leadership skills, though honestly, I have my doubts. Billy got all kinds of threatening notes. He may not have taken them seriously, but I did. At least one person who said they were going to kill him was serious about it. If you're as good of a detective as I've heard, then you'll be able to figure out who murdered him. She invited us. She invited us. I reckon that's what happened. I don't believe in ghosts or paladins of any of that stuff, but I did hear the singing earlier when the lights went out. There's something strange about the Cresta di Montagna Hotel, that's all I can say. Billy had been here before along with the creative director Jerry Small, as well as Russell Garland, the deceased creative genius. It was 2 years ago. Oh, that was the guy from the first game. He had me book the arrangements, of course. Billy never talked about wanting to return to this hotel specifically. It was the Comp Inc attorney Ned Dillman who talked him into it. Interesting. When the lights went out, I was here in my room relaxing. At my age, I don't have the energy that I used to anymore. This was supposed to be like a vacation. I'd gone downstairs to share a grappa toast with the victim's daughter Lana. When I came back up here, I was going to write a new diary entry. Billy had a lot of enemies. Any number of people at Activision Games might have had it in for him, even with the company's stock price as high as it was. But I'm also wondering about Ned Dillman, the lawyer from Comp Inc. What if he thought Activision's stock price was a little too high? Could he have killed him over a negotiating dispute with a buyout? He's definitely in on it. What does everyone else think? I like her, but I think she sent us the letter. I think she sent us the letter. Jerry Small. He's dead. This is crazy. He's really dead. What's going to happen to the Paladin Dream Game franchise now? Jerry Small, creative director at Activision Games. I started at Activision Games as a quality assurance tester and rose to the rank of creative director after the late Lord Russell Gallant passed on. I reported directly to Billy Kramer first. To be honest, I don't think the senior Billy Kramer or his son cared about what I did with the Paladin Dream franchise as long as it continued to make money hand over fist. So when I heard that he intended to sell the company to Comp Inc, it put my job in jeopardy. Paladin Dream is Activision's cash cow, and what happens to the fans when Comp Inc starts messing up the game? They'd be fools to think they can do without me. Alexa, what exactly did this letter say? Well, my boss did make a lot of people upset, and some of them gave him feedback about it. I don't know anything about what you're talking about, though. Cleo doesn't believe you. I heard the ghostly singing just before the body was discovered. It was spooky, like something out of a video game, like Paladin Dream. I'm fairly certain that the spooky singing is going to turn out to be the ghost, like the innkeeper, Anna, have got hidden speakers hooked up in the walls, and it's like a battery, and if the power goes, it trips that singing, and it'll be a tourist gimmick. Generally, that's how all like the Scooby-Doo stuff goes. But him talking, he was clearly dead when the lawyer was in the room. So either the lawyer did it, or the person that was dressed up as the ghost, which may or may not have been the daughter. Did Did you know that 2 years ago I was at the same little hotel with Billy and Lord Russell Grant, the deceased game creator? Can that be a coincidence? Any secrets? 2 years ago. I just got back from my walk around the ridge. Is my wife still out skiing with the trainer? Yeah, they're on the slopes with Mike and Sarah Jones. After this company retreat ends, I'll be putting everyone on mandatory forced overtime to make sure our new game doesn't miss the ship date. What's happened to you, Billy? When you hired me years ago, you were so passionate about making great games. Now it's all about profits. Someone's got to make sure we don't miss our ship date. You creative types don't know the difference between a balance sheet and a bed sheet. You should take some time off work yourself too. The first time I went to this resort 10 years ago, I found something when I was exploring the mountain that could make a guy like me rich. Ooh, you found what, Lord Gallant? That's right, when you're passionate and dedicated, sometimes the inspiration just comes and the wealth finds you. I could use some of that wealth about now. Game tester salary isn't exactly enormous. Follow your dreams. You never know what treasures you might find. There's treasure hidden here on this mountain for anyone with the bravery to chase after it. You're saying you found treasure here on this remote mountain peak? Sure, Jerry. Take a leap of faith. Trust me. Alright, that's enough blathering from you two. Innkeeper's there. I see a treasure chest up at the top. Treasure on the mountain. I still don't know what Lord Gallant meant by that little speech. I was here in this room when it happened. I came on the last trip in hopes of making one last plea with my boss, not to sell the company, but he and the Compink lawyer spent hours negotiating every last detail. Unfortunately, I never had the courage to barge in there past his bodyguard. They say that to solve a murder mystery, you're supposed to look at who benefits from the death. In this case, the answer to that question is easy. The beneficiary is his son, Billy Kramer II. With his father murdered, now Billy Kramer Jr. is in line to take over the company, and he can do whatever he wants. It's not fair. Whether it's under Compink or Junior Billy Kramer's poor leadership, he'll probably chase away all the fans and I'll be out of a job. Creative director seems on edge. Cleo is suspicious. He knows her. Seems like there's something he's hiding. Maybe we can somehow find a way to make him tell us everything he knows. Ooh, yeah, cool. Based on the innkeeper's description, the victim's bedroom must be the big one at the other end of the hall. The Emperor's suite behind that blue rug. This is the door to the guest room where the victim was staying. The Emperor's suite is locked. That's odd. I wonder if the innkeeper has the master key. Okay. Well, we may as well work our way around. Sorry. It's a pink slip. This memo details Executive Sandra Berg being terminated from Activision by the murder victim. The memo accuses her of sending her boss a death threat as a cause for firing. She's called a danger to the company and buyout bid from Compink. It's signed Billy. You're right, Cleo. The letter we received was signed William Kramer I. But if the man called himself Billy and signed his official paperwork that way, could that mean that the letter we received wasn't really from him? Did someone else impersonate Billy Kramer I and send us that letter? The secretary was worried. She seems like a good person, and it feels like something that she would do. Quickly received. Cleo deserves a treat. I should have never come here. It was a mistake. Professional like me should have known better. Executive Director of Sales with Activision Games recently terminated. Senior Billy Kramer was my boss at Activision Games. I worked there for 3 years until what happened recently. Mr. Kramer poached me from his largest competitor by making me a deal that was too good to turn down, including a provision for a very large bonus in the event that the company was sold. I was the one who initially introduced Billy Kramer I to Compink and set up the initial meeting with the acquisition lawyer, Ned Dillman. After several rounds of negotiations, Mr. Kramer told me he received a promising offer. The next thing I knew, I was fired. The whole thing was ridiculous. I don't care what that greedy bastard or his fool of a son have to say about it. Let's see. I met with Billy a couple of hours before the lights went out. You can't fire me. If it wasn't for me, this big buyout deal wouldn't even be on the table. Well, Sandra, if you have the audacity to send me a death threat, then that's what happens. Hear, hear. This is ridiculous. You have no proof that I wrote you that note. Why don't you at least let me read it? Look at yourself. You're crazy enough to show up at this private party as an uninvited guest. A private party for a firm that you no longer work at. Did you even find out about this event anyway? Who told you? Never mind. Mark my words, Billy Kramer. I'm going to get the bonus you promised me, or there's no telling what I'll do to you. Ooh, dear. Ty, show this unhinged woman out of here. Now do your job. All right, you heard Mr. Kramer, Ms. Berg. I'm going to need to ask you to leave. I knew he was a penny pincher, but I didn't think he'd stoop so low as to get out of paying a finder's fee. Coming all the way to Italy to confront my own boss was a horrible idea, no matter how unfair my situation is. Are you talking about the death threat? Billy Kramer fired me because he said that he received a death threat and blamed me for it. That was a lie. Why would I want to kill my boss? Even if I had set my boss a death threat, it's not like he took that stuff seriously. Activision customers sent him threatening notes every time we raised our prices, and he didn't bat an eye. I heard that spooky singing when the lights went out, but I don't believe in ghosts. Kramer's bodyguard Ty Lipson is terrified of ghosts, though, and Kramer's daughter Lana worked as a costume designer on some horror flicks. When the lights went out, I was downstairs in the lounge. I was fuming over my lost bonus. I need the money to pay off my mortgage. I saw you and your dog as you both walked in the front door. The senior Mr. Kramer's secretary, Carol Winters, may look like a sweet old lady, but appearance can be deceiving. Carol knew everything about what went on with the senior Billy Kramer, and she wrote it all down in her diary. Carol Winters was never happy about the buyout, and always concerned about how it would affect Activision's thousands of employees. Okay, but she's not hiding anything. The victim's daughter, look at her skin. She's dead. There's been another murder. No, I think she's probably in costume. Side eye. Cleo knows what's up. She's a zombie. How long was I asleep? Who are you? You don't look like you work for Hacktivision. The victim's daughter. I guess my makeup is pretty convincing. I had you fooled. You're saying my father is dead, that he's been murdered? That's what this is all about? I'm sorry, my tears must be ruining my makeup. Sounds so fake. Gosh, I'm not sure how I'm supposed to react. He and I weren't exactly close, but I never wished something like this on him. My father spent all his time devoted to running Hacktivision games and was an absentee for most of my life. Sometimes I wondered if he even knew I was even alive. I was hoping that after he sold his company to Comp Inc. that his attitude would change. That's why I'm here at this party and why I'm wearing this zombie makeup. I was planning to trick him into thinking I was dead and hope it might get him to rearrange his priorities a little. Scaravangs. Before I fell asleep in my hotel room, I'm a professional costume designer after all. My brother Billy Jr. joined Hacktivision. But I don't want any part in my father's ruthless business practices. Yeah, my father got death threats all the time, lots of nerd rage over high prices and microtransactions mostly. He never took anything like that seriously. He always kept that big, burly bodyguard Ty around, so nobody messed with him. My dad had enemies, I'm not going to lie. It's because of the way he treated people. I'll save you some time and tell you to your face that he and I weren't on the best of terms. I heard the innkeeper Anna talking about this area being haunted. I spent most of my time on movie sets in the city. This is my first time up this high in the mountains. It's interesting, because several months ago I received an anonymous commission to make a costume that looked exactly like the ghost in that Alpine legend, The White Lady. Yeah, that was it. I even brought some costumes with me on this trip. There's not much space in these little hotel rooms, so Anna kindly agreed to store them in the hotel basement. If you go down to the storage room, we'll find my costumes there. Ah, but I bet we won't find the ghost. I didn't even know my father had died. I was in here asleep. Or was I drugged? I wonder. I love my wine as much as the next gal, but even in the past when I've drank that much, I've never been conked out like this before. Early today, I was drinking grappa with my dad's secretary, Carol Winters, to celebrate the buyout deal. If someone drugged the bottle of grappa, how come I'm the only one who's affected by it? If you can find the bottle of grappa, can you let me know if someone put something in it? One way or the other, it sounds like I slept through these horrific events. Someone commissioned the ghost costume. Interesting. My father surrounded himself with aggressive business types. That was his way. He never worried that someone in his circle would be even more unscrupulous than he was, but the way he took advantage of people was totally reprehensible. He'd just call it negotiating, but it was really just finding ways to make people indebted to him so he could control them. Take Ty Lipson, my dad's bodyguard, for example. He knew Ty was desperate after Ty's boxing career ended, and he paid him as little as possible. If a dangerous man like Ty Lipson needed money and resented my father, there's no telling what he might stoop to. Okay, she's not hiding anything. It's Hacktivision Games' company's balance sheet. This document shows details of the company buyout. Comping agreed to buy the company's stock at an all-time high price. When this deal went through, it would have made Billy Kramer one of the richest people alive. Comping would have even taken out a bank loan to cover the costs. As a provision for Sandra Berg to get a big cut of the deal, but Hacktivision's other executives and thousands of employees would have been at the mercy of their new owner. The terms of the deal agreed. Billy Kramer the first. Good for Ms. Berg and very risky for everyone else involved. Could the solution to the senior Billy Kramer's murder be hidden in fine print somehow? Now that there's been a suspicious death, I guess we do need a detective here after all. Corporate buyout. Yeah, he's the enemy. There's nothing I can tell you about Billy Kramer the First, founder and president of Hacktivision Games, that you can't find out in the company stock report. I was proud to sit on the other side of the desk from him working for Compink. Hey, Horror! We had recently finalised the terms of the deal. Compink had agreed to buy Hacktivision for billions of dollars, and the senior Mr. Kramer was poised to become one of the world's richest men. Billy Kramer's finesse at the negotiating table was second to none. He pushed the envelope whenever he could and drove a hard bargain. But my employer... Oops, too many E's there. The world's leading computer conglomerate has deep financial coffers. I even helped him organise his trip to the Alps as a celebration for him and his accomplishments. I hoped that the mountain air and a stiff drink would ease his ruthless disposition, but found out that the man doesn't ski and he doesn't drink. Yes, you mentioned earlier that you had received a letter in the mail from the late Mr. Kramer. He denied it. Even after his untimely death, I still maintain my stance that Billy Kramer never would have sent a letter to a detective. This is a man who received mountains of hate mails from angry gamers and just shrugged. I can't say I'm surprised that someone wanted to kill Billy Kramer, but I am surprised that he would seriously worry about it. I'm thinking the secretary. Maybe Berg? Possibly the secretary. Are you arguing that there's a strong case for his death being some kind of a supernatural murder? The blackout, the ghostly singing, the legend of the White Lady's apparition class? They're definitely outside my specialisation. Anna the innkeeper certainly seems to take it seriously. When the lights in the hotel went out, I was with you, detective. The only person who was near the den at that time was Billy Kramer Sr.'s bodyguard, Ty Lipson. If Ty wanted to kill his employer, he could have taken him down with a single punch. He wouldn't have needed a Roman dagger to do it. Did we mention a dagger? Unless he wants to be extra devious. I guess I don't think Ty's got the wits for that. Unless he went in and he found the body, then that would have meant that he knew he could see the dagger. Sorry. The innkeeper Anna Russo seems to be going through a lot of trouble over this supposed ghost legend. I don't know what to think about that. Do you think it's possible that you somehow concocted this supernatural murder to drum up attention with this little hotel? As you can see, it's not exactly a popular destination right now. I'd keep an eye on the innkeeper if I was in your position, detective. Thanks. Fix suspects. I think he was dead before the blackout. That's my current theory, so finding out where everyone was during the blackout doesn't help. You again, detective. I'm sick of my time being wasted like this. My father was the founder and president of the world-famous Hacktivision Games. Now that he's gone, the company passes on to me. What am I going to do without Daddy? How am I supposed to run a company on my own? I should have spent more time paying attention in those meetings and less time watching 1980s police dog cartoons. Oops. You're asking whether my father received any strange letters? Of course he did. Kinds of angry gamers wrote complaints all the time. What would you expect? He never took anything that came in the mail seriously, of course. It was all just business to him. And he certainly wouldn't have called on some two-bit detective with a dog and flown them out here to our private blowout party here in the Alps. My father booked this hotel 2 years ago too. He didn't say anything about it being haunted back then. Between you and I, Daddy's big burly bodyguard, tight lips, and is absolutely terrified of ghosts. Clowns too. Back at the office, I used to play spooky pranks on him when I was supposed to be working. He sounds delightful, but not massively suspicious. He's not prepared for the company to take over the company. He is in a great position to sell it if he has debts. I wonder if he's a gambler. Makes me want to watch the Glass Onion Knives Out second movie again. That was really good. Where was I when the lights went out? Are you kidding? I was standing right there in front of you in the lounge entrance. What kind of detective are you? How long until the storm stops and the real police show up? Sandra Berg, the former hack division executive, wanted my father dead. She even said so herself. My father recently terminated her, and for good reason. I can't believe she had the audacity to show up here and protest. How Sandra even found out about this place is a mystery to me, but my father had Ty promptly throw her out. You said that Sandra Berg came here to protest being fired. Why would she do that? That's our company policy is none of your business. I don't have to answer you. You're not a cop. Such a nosy amateur detective. Why isn't the victim's son telling me the whole truth? Who's he protecting? Seems like there's something he's hiding. Okay, so it said that a couple of times now. So, case file. Sandra Berg, Carol Winters were both hiding something. Glass Onion was pretty good. You liked the first bit. I mean, I loved the first movie. I was fascinated. I've watched it several times. The second movie, because it was a bit more of a... It was just a bit more of everything. So I liked that one a bit better, but I like both of them really well, really good. And really, really good. I like both of them a lot. I really enjoyed both of them. I thought the second one was a little bit more out there. Like even more stuff going on. You know, and well, if I said anything else, it would spoil the movies, and I think people deserve to watch them unspoiled. I do hope the third movie is good. I really like, what's his name? Daniel Craig as the completely eccentric detective. Also, I think, gay detective? I don't know. You're a fan of the director. I have no idea who directed it. Or even what else they've directed. I'm not really good with names. But I think it said these two were hiding something. And Jerry was hiding something? Billy was hiding something. Was it Carol or Sandra was hiding something? Also did Looper. Looper was... Hang on. Which one was Looper? That's not The Day After Tomorrow. It got renamed. Looper was the one with... Bruce Willis? And... Joseph Gordon-Levitt. Thank you. Yep, that was who I was trying to think of. So yes, that answers that one. Yeah. That one was... I feel like I need to watch that one again, knowing about the loop thing. Or knowing a bit more about the loop thing. That one was a bit of a brain blib. Like that other one... Well, there were two that were a bit brain blurb. One of them was the one with the rock. Not the actual rock. Not Dwayne Johnson. Not the rock. That rock. With a rock with googly eyes on it. And... Oh no, I love time travel movies, but you have to watch them a couple of times. It was one like The Extraordinary Magical Something or Other, and it had really amazing Japanese. Everything, Everywhere, All at Once. Yes, thank you. That one broke my brain a little bit. And also the other one, which had Time and Time. But I can't remember who was in it. I watched it with Leaky, if that helps, but I know Leaky's not great at remembering things particularly either. I've watched it twice. I felt all of the paper cuts. Yes. Yes, I did feel all of the paper cuts. I feel when people get hurt in games. I flinch. Yeah. The movie when Time was doing that and Time was doing that, and that's about as much as I can sort of say without really spoiling it. There was a red team and a blue team and gates. I think they were gates. But damned if I can remember which actors were in it. Except that it was like a little bit secret agency, a little bit military, and a bad guy, and that was the explosion. It was basically the big movie of like 2020, 2021. Tenant! Thank you! Same backwards as it is forwards. Yeah. Tenant, Everything Everywhere All at Once, Looper, Inception, and back in the day, the memory one, where he wrote notes to himself. The one with the film with the terrible sound mix, was it? Memento. And also the time travel. Yeah, there's a lot of time travel movies where it's like, yeah, you need to watch them a couple of times to really get what's going on. But yes, anyway, I've forgotten what the point was, but either which way, they're good movies. The one with Guy Pearce, yeah, from like donkeys years ago, like the 90s or possibly 2000s. I really don't know, but Memento is definitely the name of the film. I think the guy like drew on himself or left himself notes. There was a whole amnesia thing. But there was also like a twisty, but I haven't watched it in, well, it depends when it came out. I haven't watched it since just after it came out, possibly a couple of years after it came out. So now I kind of want to watch it again. 2000. So I've not watched it in 20 odd years. Okay. Also, does anyone remember the thing that I said that, oh, I could watch that with Leaky? On Sunday. We were talking about something or other. And I was like, oh, I could watch that with Leaky. I mean, to be fair, I could go watch my Sunday stream back. Was it Sunday? Unless it was a conversation I had on Saturday when I was actually in the chat with Leaky and I said we could watch that. No. I literally just remember thinking I could watch that with Leaky. That was it. It was possibly on Sunday that I said that. It could have been on Saturday in the moving out, but probably unlikely. I don't think we were really talking about movies or TV shows. It could have been on Thursday. What did I play on Thursday? Power Wash. So we could have been talking about Shrek. Not watching Shrek. It wasn't that. Let's play a lot more of the game and let my brain percolate in the background, and we'll see if we can remember what it was we were going to suggest, because I don't think I wrote it down anywhere. Yeah, this is basically what my brain is. Whoa, that was a weird feedback noise. My brain is just, yeah, that random thing that I forgot to write down, so now I'm not going to remember it. Alright, let's be the dog again, just to Sometimes they do this. They put the treat bags in the rooms we've already visited because we're not allowed to get them on the first go through it. So that's why we're just having a quick look around for treats. See the cat. Sorry, cat. There's one behind reception, and also we want to go in her office at some point. Okay, you're the last person. Are you saying that I'm a suspect too? What connection could I possibly have to these American corporate types? Well, she's the only other person in here. Billy Kramer the First and his staff booked this hotel for the week. I was told that they were celebrating some kind of corporate merger. I recognised him and one of the other guests from seeing them here 2 years ago. Otherwise, this place doesn't get many visitors anymore. Not since ghostly doings have been happening around these parts anyway. Oh, so maybe she's not doing it? I certainly wasn't privy to the inner workings of a businessman like Billy Kramer the First, but if you want to find out more, you should go take a look in his bedroom upstairs. Naturally, he booked the Emperor's suite for himself. It's the big room upstairs at the end of the hall on the left. Oh, was the victim bedroom locked? Well, you've read the book about the White Lady's spirit haunting this area. There's been a lot of mysterious circumstances at this hotel surrounding the ghost legend, but this is the first time someone's ever died because of it. Just be careful, detective, especially with the snowstorm going on. I was at the front desk earlier at the time when the lights went out. I heard that horrible singing. I'm suspicious of the one staying in guest room 3, the one they call creative director, namely Jerry Small. 2 years ago, Mrs. Small was here in the hotel with Billy Kramer the First, as well as the original creator of Paladin Dream, Russell Gallant. Now Kramer and Gallant are both dead. Jerry Small kept muttering something about a parchment and treasure on the mountain. I had to keep warning him not to venture outside the hotel without crampons. I think he's out of his mind. Why do you need the master key? I don't want you going into my office or the basement. Those areas aren't meant for guests. I need the key so I can enter the murder victim's bedroom. Very well, just be careful wandering around this old hotel. Hey, what happened to the key? It's gone. Oh, that's right, the attorney Ned Dillman asked if he could borrow it earlier, so he gave it to him. You should ask him what he did with the master key. That same key also unlocks my office, which leads to the hotel basement. Oh. We need crampons as well. Right, we found all the suspects. Right, it's hard to build up a case against any one suspect based on where they were when the lights went out. According to the suspect testimonies, the victim was alone in the den with his bodyguard just outside the room. Everyone else was either here in the lounge or alone in their bedrooms. It seems impossible that anyone could sneak past Ty Lipson into the den to kill Billy Kramer, the first when the lights went out, unless Ty himself is the murderer, of course. I feel like it's not a coincidence, Leaky, that Billy Kramer coincidentally has the same initials as Bobby Kotick. Paladin Dream is also a very real RPG developed by the makers of this game. That really doesn't surprise me. I don't believe that it's on... that's Jerry Small. I don't believe that that is on Xbox, though. Okay. Excuse me, I dust up my throat. Right. You're looking for the hotel key? I borrowed it from the innkeeper earlier. I was planning to lock up the den with the dead body in it until you were ready to investigate. The innkeeper said I could have it for clues. Don't see a search warrant or even an official police badge. Let me remind you that any business documents and technical equipment found in this hotel are property of Hectorvision Games and Company. Don't even think about laying one finger on my briefcase without procuring the proper paperwork. All I want is to figure out who murdered Billy Kramer the First. I have no personal interest in the affair other than bringing the colour to justice. Very well, the master key is yours. Wait, it's not in my pocket. Someone took it from me. Oh, for God's sake, we're playing Find the Bloody Master Key. The senior Billy Kramer's secretary, Carol Winters, came up to me and started talking. I got distracted. Yes, I think precisely that Carol Winters took the hotel key. If you want to find it, you should ask her about it next. Why a mere secretary would take an interest in such important affairs is beyond me, though. That's because you're a sexist douchebag. No, she was downstairs, wasn't she? This is where it's like, I don't remember whose one is what. Right. Nope, and it doesn't really help. It labels them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Thank you. Really helpful. You're looking for the hotel key. Alright, it's true. I swiped it from Ned Dillman when he wasn't looking. I used it to lock Billy's hotel room after his death. I suppose a private dick like you won't understand why someone like me would do that, do you? Alright, I took the hotel master key to protect Billy and protect the company after his death. Activision Games is filled with company secrets, some of which Billy kept with him in his hotel bedroom. The company secrets need to stay private no matter what. Who knows what would happen if all this classified information got out into the press? It'd be chaotic. It could even affect the company employees selling the company. But now that Billy is dead, we need to investigate what happened. Here, take the hotel key and unlock the door to the Emperor's suite upstairs. No matter what, just find out who murdered my boss. Side-eye. You're right, Cleo. Let's open the door to the victim's room and search for clues. Still don't trust you. Level 1. We're still level 1. Oh no. Let's see what secrets are hiding in the Emperor's suite. I'm expecting a penguin. You unlocked a new area? Check the map for an updated map. Oops, we went outside. Clear, find a clue hidden on the shelf. This is a death threat sent to the murder victim. It's a warning to Billy Kramer. The first that he sells out Hacktivision to Compink, then his life will be in danger. No matter how ruthless and aggressive you are at business, there's always going to be someone even more ruthless and aggressive than you. The writing is very explicit and contains detailed knowledge of the Hacktivision's inner workings. That's impressive considering it all seems to be cut out from magazines. Ugh. Who wrote this? This folder is full of photographs of Billy Kramer, the first taken from his office. What's he doing? He looks like he's at his desk looking at the balance sheet and some kind of threatening note. He's writing someone a notice of termination, a pink slip. We already found the balance sheet. This just looked like the threatening note we found. We recovered the pink slip. This must be the memo that Billy Kramer wrote to fire Sandra Berg. So this proves that he fired Sandra after looking at the balance sheet. And later he used the death threat as an excuse. Who took the picture and what were they looking to get out of it? Someone hired a private dick then. That is a teeny weeny little bed. Oh, this room is like 20 meters across. We haven't got the information to see what he's hiding. Don't think we have anything for Lana yet. Okay, she's not hiding anything, but the secretary was. Maybe it was the key? Okay. She's not hiding anything currently. Ah, yeah, he's hiding something. Okay, so now we've got the master key, we can unlock the other room. Ooh, Is it going to be some sort of tape recording? Oh, no, it's crampons! I can go explore the area around the hotel. Excellent! Not so much a clue as just an important bit of tech that we can now use. Bookshelf. It's the hotel logbook. All the guests have stayed. Interesting. The place used to be a thriving tourist destination, but since 2 years ago, the attendance has been very sparse. They've left the hotel early. I wonder why. The hotel used to have a lovely bar and restaurant down here. Wow. Hello? Oh. My chat is now reconnecting. Don't know if Twitch is having issues or what's having issues. Grappa Dopra. This must be the special bottle of grappa that the victim's daughter, Lana Kramer, was drinking from earlier before the murder happened. She said she drank a lot and she fell asleep. She thought it might be drugged. What do you think, Clea? You're saying it's clean? Alright, Clea, if you say the bottle's clean, then it's clean. That's interesting. Microwave. It's a police dog comic book. Who reads this? Victim's son said he liked that show, but I'm surprised he takes something like this with him on an important trip. I mean, why not? They're not usually hidden in the doggy bags. You just gotta make sure you get all of the... This apparatus is where the electrical fuses for the hotel are stored. I wonder what the computer's for. It seems to be running okay now. This must be Lana Kramer's box full of the costumes she's working on. Good idea, Clea. I wonder if I could use these costumes as disguises to get more information about some of these uncorroborative suspects. The bodyguard, the creative director, and the victim's son were all especially dodgy. Maybe this will help with these three. Suspects in particular. Which costume would you like Detective Guy to wear? Ah, right. Okay, well, we'll start with the ghost clown. Disguise command added to the menu. Oh my gosh, that is well spooky. But also, let's just... Ah. I can do it in the main menu. Okay. Disguise. Ghost clown. Excellent. Don't know what other rooms there are. Unless outside has more of the main ones. I don't know. Let's see if I can use the costume disguises to get more information. Got to be careful not to look like a complete fool. Okay, well, let's just go outside first. Too much snow, it's hard to see. We've got to be careful about getting turned around while exploring the mountain bridge. So a seat for an expensive dinner for two at a steakhouse in Torino. What's it doing way out here in the snow? It's lucky that Clea managed to find it at all. The bill was paid by the comping attorney Naldidna Dillman, who was his dinner guest. The snowmobile driver said treat him to a steak dinner, he'd tell you all about the ghost. Sometimes mysteries are very formulaic, and I'm pretty good. Okay. What was that? Lynxing. It was a lynx. Notebook. Read. Yes. Died dated 2 months ago. Suggestion of the comp employer. Now Dylan, we booked the same Italian Alpine hotel for the company holiday party. Maybe it's meant to be symbolic of all the success Hacktivision has had since then. I didn't see Sandra Berg's name on the guest list for the Hacktivision company holiday party though. I wonder why she isn't being included. It must be an oversight. I told Sandra about the party and gave her an invitation myself after all. It's because of the deal she brokered that this whole thing's happening. Dated last month. My boss, Mr. Billy Kramer, is so accustomed to reading angry letters from gamers that he doesn't know a serious threat when he sees one. Cold tea. Thanks, Leaky. Recently I received a threatening note which warned him that if he followed through and sold the company to Colin Pinky, he should fear for his life, so I'm looking for a way to protect Mr. Kramer. He'd be upset if I got the police involved. So I searched through his contacts as someone that might be able to help. See, I told you it was her. I figured it was her that told Sandra about the party because, you know, she would think it's fair that she should go. Help. I found the detective team who solved Lord Russell Gallant's murder in Vermont and Mr. Guy and Cleo. Maybe they could help us again by protecting the senior Mr. Kramer now. I even embezzled some money from my boss to pay for their flights to the company party in the Alps. It was the only way to reach the detectives in time. At least I hope it will be fast enough. Every day the danger increases. Who wrote this? Whoever it was responsible for impersonating Billy Kramer and writing to us clear. Well, we know who it is. It's the diary of the secretary. Have we just gone round in a circle? Oh. We already did that one. Yeah, I think we just went round in a circle. So possibly we found everything. Cool. And this is why we do stuff multiple times. Even though it would have seemed we would have gotten everything. There's not any rooms left. Mountains, Ridge. Don't know what that little square with a dot is. Whether we could get to it. Possibly? We might have a little look. But we've been everywhere else. I think it must be some sort of little islandy thing. Down there somewhere, but... With no joy in getting to it. Right. Okay. Anyway, we found 21 doggy bags. That's pretty good. Save. Ghost clown. Okay. Talk to everybody as all of the disguises. Talking to the dog. Oh, right. Turn back ghosts. Yeah. Yeah, I put Lana Kramer's box of costumes in the basement. You really shouldn't be tampering with the positions of my hotel guests. Oops. Okay. I imagine this guy is going to freak out. Oh no, he's not in there. We need to go see the guests. Well, we may as well try all the disguises on her and then... So you're a paladin, right? The White Lady's spirit's long-lost husband has returned. Are you here to guide me to the sacred treasure? No, I don't think so. Hello. Alright, now you're scaring me a little bit, that costume. Okay, well, so that was a little bit useless. Oh, kiddos. Are you for real, detective? Woof. So if you're so smart, then why are you dressed like you're in a video game? Any achievements yet? Yes, we've got 2. Link's encounter and pet the cat. Great. So we've got the cat-related ones. We can pet the cat again. Pet the cat again. Paladin Dream Battle sounds terrifying. We're getting that. Ski course. Okay. Then we're doing this at the moment. Get startled by the burst of lightning and short power outage. Were we meant to do something? That feels like at the beginning. Oh my gosh. It's a ghost clown. Hey, this is working. Those tough guys are already afraid of me when I'm wearing this disguise. But please don't haunt my dreams. No. That all depends on whether you tell me what I want to know. You're a ghost. That means you can read my mind, right? Yes, that's right. I knew all. And if you dare try and lie to me, then you'll be sorry. So you know about the time I spilled my energy drink on Jerry Small's computer by accident? Absolutely. And you also know about the time I punched a dent in Billy Kramer Jr.'s new Beamer? That's right. I knew everything bad you did, even if no one saw it. And you certainly know about... Oh no, you know about that too. Tell me what you did, or I will terrorize your sleep forever. It'll be just like that time when you got knocked out. All right, I was going to blackmail my boss. Several weeks ago. You know, son, I've been racking my brain trying to find a way not to pay Sandra Berg that hefty bonus she's supposed to get when we sell the company. But today I got a death threat and I figured it out. I guess it's a good thing so many people out there hate me sometimes. Huh? Billy, are you paying attention? You really need to stop watching children's cartoons when you're supposed to be working. What is it, Dad? Sometimes I honestly don't know whether you've got what it takes to run a huge company. All right, I'm listening now. Good. I want you to sneak this death threat into Sandra Berg's desk papers after she's left the office, and tomorrow we'll both go into her office and act like we just discovered it in her personal belongings. Why do you want to pin this death threat on Sandra Berg? If we can frame her for writing this death threat, then I have justification to fire her. Bye-bye to her huge bonus. I'm at least worried that somebody who works here for you wants to kill you. Maybe you should call a detective. Oh, that's not necessary. This is what I have that brainless brute guarding the door outside my office for. Where is he right now? Anyway, I'm only worried about all the money I'd lose if I were forced to pay Sandra Berg's sales commission. Problem solved. You're a genius, Dad. Try it and learn something. All right, son? Ah. This must have been the folder of photographs I found in the victim's bedroom. I found out that Mr. Kramer was planning to fire Sandra Berg so she wouldn't get a bonus and only keep the money for himself. He's getting a lot of money. That is really just greed at this point. Somebody sent him a death threat and he blamed it on it without any evidence. I found out about it. I was going to threaten to tell Sandra. Paying me off would have been cheaper for him than risking a lawsuit once she found out. I was waiting for my chance to talk about it with Mr. Kramer, but then someone really did kill him. And what happened to your photographs? The one you were planning to use to blackmail the victim. He must have discovered where I hid them. I knew I was going to be in trouble. I wanted more money, but that doesn't make me a killer. See, do you remember that detective who was here earlier? Yeah, what about him? Where's he gone to anyway? If he thinks I killed my boss, I'm going to slug him in the face. I'm sorry I asked. Okay. So we've done all three with that. We'll leave the girl till last because she's probably going to yell at us. Boo. I heard that you were a capable detective, but you really are just a clown. I'm disappointed. Well, if there wasn't an achievement for it, you look like you should be looking for a job as a promotional talent at one of our big expo booths. Is that what you're going for? Don't get my resume. Hello? In the world are you doing? Is that fursuit cutting off the circulation to your brain? This was a dumb idea. Dog on it. Howdy. Take off that fursuit and get back to solving the mystery. What's it look like? Comic-Con. If Lord Russell Gallant, the creator of Paladin Dream, were here, know what to do. Whoa. The Paladin. Am I dreaming? Must be a mystical sign from Lord Russell Gallant. The original game creator is deceased. What does Lord Gallant want from me? Yes, it's working. He's actually taking my Paladin disguise seriously. Now we can discover what he's been hiding. As the creative director for Paladin Dream, I've done everything I can to help build on what Lord Russell Gallant started. 2 years ago, I was here at the same mountain hotel with him and Billy Kramer. Can that be a coincidence? He and I had this strange conversation where he claimed there was treasure hidden on the mountain. It didn't quite make sense to me. Lord Gallant loved riddles. He was a game designer after all. I'm just not that great at solving riddles, are you? Of course, Billy was all business as always, and he wouldn't have any of it, but I wonder if there really is something to what Lord Gallant said. All I can hope is I've made at least Lord Gallant proud of my dedication to Paladin Dream. Forgive me, Lord Gallant, I was the one who wrote the death threat to Billy Kramer. Ah! Could this be the death threat reference in the letter we received from the murder victim, the one summoning us here? It must mean the threatening note we found in the victim's bedroom. It was all my fault. If I hadn't been foolish enough to write that death threat for my boss, maybe none of this would have happened. So that was you? Why did you do it? When Activision Games was to be sold to Compink, my job suddenly became in jeopardy. I worked my way up from being only a humble game tester to the creative director of the Paladin Dream franchise. It's not fair. Everyone knows Compink bought the company because that game franchise is so lucrative. That's the whole reason this big buyout deal happened. Sure, it's great for the business, but what happened to the game when the new owners let me go? Paladin Dream needs me. I'm the one that knew Lord Russell Gallant the best, and I'm the only one capable of thinking like him and making the right decisions. That's why I set my boss that death threat. I wanted him to make it seem like selling the company would put his life in danger, in addition to just my job being in danger. I guess someone really did plan to kill Billy Kramer all along. I've Detective Guy, you know I sent my boss a death threat, then he'd suspect me as the murderer, so I'm not inclined to help him. If you really are a legendary paladin from Lord Gallant's game, then maybe you should have this. It hasn't done me any good. This parchment contains a riddle that Lord Russell Gallant gave to me. Take this parchment containing the riddle. Maybe it'll be more use to you than it's been to me. Ooh, we like parchment papers. Let's read the first line. Step 1. Stand where the light and heat once burned next to frozen feet. Ooh, I know where that is. Just show this riddle to that noted detective. Okay, so that was interesting. So we just need to be the ghost clown. Tell me everything now, mortal or beware. Detective? Be afraid. Take off that spooky clown disguise. I know you're not a real ghost. Lord Russell Gallant, the creator of Paladin Dream, we know what to do. Okay, so we did that. We did. Yes, she wasn't impressed. So no, not going to talk. We're going to talk to her last. Hello. You're supposed to be investigating a murder. Stop clowning around. In the world are you dressed like that, detective? Nay, madam, thou art wrong in thy assumption. Stop playing dress up and start playing detective. Woof. corporate world, no one takes you seriously until look the part. Gotta be honest, that suit definitely isn't helping. Oh, no worries, Scarface. Thank you so much for stopping by. I hope you had fun. Strongly advise you to take off that paladin. Acquire all the rights, including the character likeness. You've been infringing on our copyright and liable for punitive damages, in addition to looking like a complete buffoon. Pathetic. The fact that he can change costumes so quickly is ridiculous. Barking up the wrong tree. This is going to work on the kid, though. See? Hey, it's the police dog. It's about time you showed up. He's working. He's going to cooperate with me because I'm wearing this disguise. He did say he wanted a cop after all. I used to watch your TV show all the time. I still do. Secretly during the workday when I'm in my office and no one's looking. Does this mean I get to help? You solve a real case that's going to be on your show. Ruff, ruff. Oh boy, I'll tell you everything you want to know. Ruff. Just make sure it stays private between us and certainly doesn't go yelping about it to that stupid amateur detective. Promise? Grr. Are you here to arrest Sandra Burke? Because I think she killed my father. Woof. It's easy. She's the one with the motive. I didn't tell the private snoop, but here's what really happened. Alright, between us, the real reason Sandra Berg was fired from Activision is that my father didn't want to pay her a heavy financial bonus when the Comp Inc. buyout happened. Anyway, I helped my father frame Sandra by hiding the death threat in her desk drawer. When she opened her desk in front of my father, it appeared so the death threat had been written by her. We already found the balance sheet. Buddy Kramer was poised to become one of the richest people in the world when he sold the company. Sandra Berg would have earned quite the commission too. We found the death threat that was sent. It read that if the company was sold and his life was in danger, why would Sandra Berg have threatened her boss? She didn't. It was Gary. We found the pink slip. The Billy and his son planted the evidence, which was Austin getting blamed and fired. Sandra Berg came here as an uninvited guest to threaten my father, and then she really did kill him. Now that my father is dead, Activision Games belongs to me, but I don't have his cunning talent for running the firm. I just want to watch cartoons. Detective Guy might be an uninvited guest, and I despise him for humiliating me when Russell Gallant was murdered. Was he there? Oh god, he must have been there. But I hate to admit it, he knows what he's doing. His methodically nosy investigation is exposing my own bad judgment. So I just hope you can solve the case before he does, then I can laugh at him. Come on, police dog, I'm rooting for you. Aww, thanks. Okay, so the costumes helped that, so we just need to do the other ones. My father's bodyguard might get to speak by bozo amateur detective like you, but I'm not impressed. I'm when a real police officer show up. Jerry Small might get a rise out of that paladin costume, but I'm not impressed. We need a real police officer. Yeah. Now we go talk to the lady and see if she's gonna yell at me. Who are you? I am the legendary dreaming paladin of yore. Hey, is that the paladin costume I'm planning to give to Jerry Small when the new game comes out? Yeah. Take that off, you dog. So how do I look? You're talking to a girl with green skin. There we go. And final disguise. Police dog. Who are you? Hello? Is that the crime dog costume I'm making my brother's next birthday? Ruff. Ridiculous. Take that off before your poor pet dog disowns you. That was rough. There we go. That should be all of them. Excellent. We can take off the disguises. Woot. Right, now... the only thing I can think of to do is go out and see if we can find the treasure. Take another look at that riddle. Where is the location? It's the fire pit, obviously. Riddle. Fire pit, which I thought was closer. Oh! Oh, okay. Wow. My friend's on his way. At mile end, so 20 minutes? We'll get this part of the riddle. We might have to end when my buzzer goes. So just be aware we won't have time to do anything else. Fireplace out in the snow seems to be the spot. What happens next? Chase after your spirit guide down to the... Chase your... Leap of faith. Okay. Leap of faith. Oh, the cat. The lynx. Where did the lynx go? Okay, there's the lynx near the mountain. That's what it's doing. Right, and this is the bit that we were... Yeah. Must be the leap of faith. This is the little block on the map. Excellent. Gee, that was close. The softy cushion of snow here broke our form. Look at the mouth of the secret cave. It's hidden by the walls of the mountain. Probably could have finished it if I hadn't blabbled all over the place, but... See what Lord Garnet's riddle says next. Behind the statue in this cave lies a secret to save. Okay. 2 more doggy bags left to find. Ooh. Some climbing rope. Useful. Secret chamber. The deceased game designer Lord Russell Gallant's game journal dated 2 years ago. To my dear friend Jerry Swan, if you are reading this, then it means you've solved my riddle. Congratulations. When I was exploring the mountain ridge, I fell and happened on the entrance to this cave. It looked to be an old Christian hermitage from medieval times. The incredible dream I experienced in this cave became the basis for my game, Paladin Dream, which went on to make me very wealthy. So you see, the true meaning of my riddle is that imagination is priceless. May chasing your dream lead you to fortune like it did for me. Hey, Dan Dan! But if that's a little too hokey, then there's also something for you in that treasure chest. I've left it for you, Jerry. I know you'll take better care of it than anyone. Aww. Ah, 1 more doggy bag. We will give this to Jerry. Paladin sword. Aww. Isn't going to help us solve the mystery. The blade's not even sharp. It might be a good souvenir, though. Now we've got to go give it to Jerry. So we've got 1 doggy bag left. Hi, we are solving a murder, Dan Dan. How are you doing? Also, we are going to be ending soon. Unfortunately, sorry. Oh, hello. I feel sleepy all of a sudden. Oh dear. What's happening? Why am I dressed like a paladin? Combat. Oh no, this is the thing. Right. Sheesh. Alright, powerful bite from a tough dog. Heal. Scare the enemy. I'm going to go bite. The Grey Knight. We've randomly got a little turn-based RPG. Guy. Think. Sword. Grey Knight. Bite. Sword. Attack. Oh no. Cleo. Cleo. Heal. Cleo. Guy. Sword. You're very tired after running D&D with very agitated players. Oh dear. Cleo, bite. Guy. Heal. Guy. Miss. We should try scaring it. Why do I have to eat dog food? Miss. Cleo. Fuck. Guy. Sword. I mean, that sounds quite... Oh no, Cleo. Okay, Cleo. Heal. Cleo, guy. Sword. I don't know how much health they've got. I should be able to tag this after this. Cleo. Bite. Grey Knight. Guy. Eat some dog food. Cleo. Heal. Guy. Sword. I mean, energetic players are great, but yeah, it does sound quite tiring. Cleo, bite. Guy, sword. Cleo, bark. Guy. Oops. Bark. Sword. Yeah, it's the whole masking. It's the side effect of masking is you match people's energies and then you are freaking exhausted. We missed healing? Miss healing. There we go. At least we haven't got... Oh, God. Alright, Cleo. Bite. Guy. Really, seriously heal, dude. Miss. Detective Guy and Cleo triumphed. Nice job, Cleo. We did it. It's just a dream. A paladin dream. Defeat the knight. Okay. No, don't retry the battle. Looking for doggy bags. Because there's just one left. Anna is there. She's going to yell at us. What are you doing here, innkeeper? Got to give you credit, detective. You found this cave in, though I was unable to find anything even after searching for 2 years. I was also here on the day Lord Russell Gallant mentioned that he found a treasure somewhere on the mountain ridge. I'm a little embarrassed about how you've shown me up like this. However, the treasure is mine. You can't take it. Oh my god, now we're fighting her. Okay, wonderful. Stop and think about the case or heal? Okay, Cleo can still bark. Should probably be concentrating on this battle instead of thinking about the case. Well, all we have is heal, so it's gotten into you, innkeeper. You're right, detective. I need to come to my senses. All right. I saw you jump down the ledge and I followed you into this cage. Can there really possibly be the treasure hidden in here? No, I see. No, so no gold, diamonds, or anything like that. Should have known better than to listen to that kooky game designer. I can't believe I wasted 2 years looking for nothing, and to think I even went through the trouble of scaring all the hotel guests away. What? You scared the hotel guests away? That's right, I was the one who spread the story about the hotel being haunted. As if the guests all left, then I had plenty of time to hunt for the treasure I overheard Russell Gallant telling Jerry Small about 2 years ago. Oh, so that means she was the one that left the office. Did she kill him? I was the one who caused the power to go out. I rigged up generator settings to shut off every day at the same time. I'm also responsible for the ghostly singing you heard. I used to sing opera before I became an innkeeper. What about the murder of Billy Kramer? No, I didn't kill him. I only wanted to scare my guests, not murder them. Was it you who dressed up as the White Lady, the one who was seen by the victim's bodyguard leaving the den earlier? Come on, detective. You searched my entire hotel, including my office. Did you find a costume like that in my possession? Who else knew that the blackout was rigged? The only person I told was a snowmobile driver. I asked him to tell his passengers about the White Lady every time he brought someone to the hotel. The snowmobile driver, the same one that drove Cleo and I to the hotel? Yes, he was the one who helped me set up the electrical generator with a mechanical switch timer to create a power outage on cue, so he had to know about it. And he told the lawyer, Dickwad or whatever his name is, and the lawyer killed him. I don't know why the lawyer killed him, but the lawyer killed him and set up something on the laptop so it seemed like he was still alive. He left the room, he knew about the power cut. The power cut would then cause the voice to cut out, and then someone would find it. There we go, solved it. which is good because I have to, when my buzzer goes, I've got to end my stream. You went through a lot of trouble scaring guests away so you had time to look for the treasure. Russell Gallant described in the conversation you overheard 2 years ago, but you were unsuccessful. It sounds like I wasted my time, and from what you say, you wasted your time here too. Actually, for Cleo and I, this has been surprisingly productive. But if the treasure in this cave has no value, then I'm going back to the hotel. From now on, instead of scaring my guests away, I'm going to make the Casa di Montagna into the best hotel in the Italia now. I'll start by refurbishing the basement and taking care of the gas leaks in guest rooms 1, 3 and 7. Are those the people that hallucinated when I had the costumes? Then I become wealthy like I've always wanted, and I don't need some mythical treasure or ridiculous ghost story to do it. I'll see you back at the hotel. You've still got a murder to solve, both of you. I've solved it already. So the blackout was planned. That means someone could have known about it and used it as a diversion. That means when the lights went out, the senior Billy Kramer could have already been dead. Need to find out where the suspects were before the lights went out. Maybe someone will slip up. Time to go back and ask more questions. Okay, which kind of feels like the perfect time to save and end the stream. Because my friend is coming and, you know, I don't want to be still streaming when he gets here. Okay, so save 7. We did, what have we done? Well, we did 2 hours of this game. We had the little mishap with the game wasn't installed, so yeah. We will end this here. We got 6 of the 11 achievements, so I'm guessing the cat, we've got to go find the cat, and then there's a bad ending with 1 more doggy bag, then the ski course, and I think that is unmissable from the beginning. I'm not sure how you trigger it. Unless it happens again at the same time the next day or something, possibly. Anyway, I really enjoyed that. I really like these little murderers game over ones. There are 3 of them. We have finished 1. We're halfway through the second one. And possibly about 2/3 through this one. We probably could have finished it had we started this game at the beginning of the stream and not attempted to play a different game that wasn't installed. And obviously if we didn't have a guest coming over. But yeah, we're going to end here. There may be a co-stream tomorrow. We'll have to see. Thursday, we're playing the Unedited Chronicles 100 Heroes. Because it will be installed. We're going to unpause it now we've finished the stream because I wasn't going to download the whole game while we were streaming. I didn't want to hog my bandwidth. It may not have hogged my bandwidth, I just didn't want to hog my bandwidth. But anyway, thanks to Ideate Xbox for this one. I do like these games. I'm hoping the next one when it comes out will come out on Xbox. But yeah, so I will see you next stream, whenever that is. There'll be weekend streams as well. No extra daytime streams this week. Because we're trying to distract ourselves by having plans. But yes, thank you everyone for being here. You've got about 30 seconds to get your daily Chivo if you've not got it, while I just round up and say, I've been Jo, otherwise known as Angel SK. Thanks so much for being here. It was great to see you all. Take care, and I'll catch you later. Bye.